The man allegedly behind Bikoy narco videos claims a Liberal Party supporter asked him to create the website and Facebook page. He also expressed willingness to turn state witness. The Bicolana businesswoman named in Bikoy video series denies link to the illegal drug trade. The Land Transportation Office assures that the number plates of newly registered vehicles will be released within 3 days. And a law graduate from Ateneo de Manila University tops the 2018 bar exams. Good evening. The person of interest in Bikoy videos is willing to turn state witness as he claims innocence in the proliferation of the videos that link people close to President Rodrigo Duterte to the illegal drug trade. April Senadoza explains why.
Rodel Jaime, the person of interest in the controversial Ang Totoong Narcolist or Bikoy videos, expressed willingness to become a state witness in a bid to determine the real uploader and sharer of the said videos.
That's very possible. That's why if you look at the strategy of the NBI, we have to file a case against him. Because later on, if we intend to consider him as a state witness, he should be charged first.
Jaime repeatedly maintained his innocence, saying he has nothing to do with the viral videos that link people close to President Rodrigo Duterte to the illegal drug trade. In the videos, a man wearing a hoodie introduced himself as Bikoy and claimed that he worked for drug syndicates.
Wala akong kinalaman sa pag-upload, malinis yung konsensya ko, hindi ako ang nagpakalat, hindi rin ako yung utak, hindi rin ako yung si Bikoy na gaya ng kinakalat ng iba na ako daw yung nagsasalita doon sa video. Totally wala po akong alam.
The 27-year-old is the administrator and registrant of website metrobalita.net. He also created the website's Facebook page where the videos are posted.
Actually, hindi ako kasi ang nag-post. Bali yung nagpagawa ang nagpo-post nun. Kaya hindi ko alam kung ano ang kung may kasama siya or kung ano ang plano nila. Basta ang akin lang is ako ang naging webmaster ng website. So after noon, binigay ko na yung access sa kanya. Wala na akong kinalaman dun. Nakiusap lang naman sa akin yung nagpagawa. So dahil medyo may konti tayong kaalaman tungkol dun, pumayag tayo dahil ang alam lang natin is gagamitin naman sa mabuti, hindi naman sa para manira. Pero iba yung nangyari at yun nga, hindi naman sa website ang ginamit, kundi Facebook page na ang nagko-control is yung nagpagawa.
According to Jaime, a certain Marunguyen tapped him to create the website and the social media account. Asked by the press if Marunguyen is a Liberal Party supporter, Jaime replied,
Sa pagkakaalam ko po is supporter po siya. Hindi ko po kasi alam ang total na kung ano ang pagkatao niya sa profile eh. Nagkakilala lang naman po kami dun sa mga dating mga sorties.
A complaint for citing to sedition was filed against Jaime before the Department of Justice yesterday. The NBI said that based on conversations retrieved from Jaime's personal computer and cell phone, the libelous attacks against the government are planned and with backing from certain personalities. April Senadoza, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
A Bicolana businesswoman denies allegations made by alias Bikoy linking her to the illegal drug trade. She has also filed a complaint to charge the people behind the Bikoy videos. May Bermudez will tell us why.
57-year-old businesswoman Tess Ranyola could not hold back her tears anymore when she gave her side on the allegations of involvement in the illegal drug trade in the country. In the 5th episode of the Ang Totoong Narcolist video series of alias Bikoy, Ranyola is being accused of being included in a quadrangle group which receives drug money in Bicol region. But Ranyola said she is merely a businesswoman with a multi-level marketing business who works hard to raise her children.
Tinuruan kami ng tama, saka hindi ko po sila kayang pakainin ng hindi po, kumbaga, galing sa masama. Itong pangatlo kong anak, kare-recover niya pa lang sa brain AVM, malformation. 2 months po siyang na comatose. Then nag-recover po kami ng 2 years and 6 months.
Last April 26, she went to the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI Cybercrime Division to forward her complaint. She also wants to figure out the persons behind the Bikoy videos and leaves it up to the authorities to bring them to justice.
Kung anong nararapat dun sa tao. Kasi hindi naman po madali yung isangkot ka sa isang, di ba, drugs po yun. Kumbaga, yung pangalan ng mga anak, yung pangalan ko, kasabay yung mga anak ko dyan. Hindi rin ako papayag.
Mai Bermudez, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
The Office of the Vice President denies any connection with Rodel Jaime, who has admitted he created a Facebook page where the videos of alias Bikoy are uploaded. This after a picture that shows Jaime with Vice President Leni Robredo has recently surfaced on social media. According to attorney Barry Gutierrez, the Vice President's spokesperson, Jaime is not their employee. He added that Jaime is just one of the thousands of supporters of the Vice President during her campaign in 2016. Meanwhile, Bagong Henerasyon party list in a statement said they do not know Jaime. This after the public saw that Jaime's Facebook profile picture has a party list profile frame. According to the VH party list, anyone can use the Bagong Henerasyon party list profile frame on Facebook. The Land Transportation Office says the plates of newly registered vehicles must be released within 3 days as the agency continues to manufacture in its own plate-making facility. Meanwhile, the agency also pursues to draft the implementing rules and regulations of the Motorcycle Crime Prevention Act amid the suspension of its implementation. Joan Nano tells us why.
The release of the plates for newly registered vehicles should not take a month, according to the Land Transportation Office or LTO. In an interview with LTO Chief Assistant Secretary Edgar Galvante in the UNTV program Get It Straight with Daniel Razon, he said that the plates for newly registered vehicles must be issued within 3 days. The official explained that since July 1 of 2016 up to the present, the issuance of motor vehicle plates has not been an issue anymore since the agency is continuously manufacturing vehicle plates in their own plate-making facility.
So from 2016, yung mga nagrehistro up to the present, available na ang plates you're
Yes,
saying.
in fact, for participating dealers dito sa Metro Manila, within 3 days na ibibigay namin yung plaka so that paglabas ng sasakyan sa dealership, may ORCR, may plaka.
Galvante clarified that only those pending plates covered by the previous administration remain to be the backlogs. The official urged vehicle owners to immediately coordinate with their LTO offices or contact him personally in case their plates has not been released by the car dealers. Meanwhile, Galvante also said that the LTO is continuously drafting the implementing rules and regulations or IRR of the Motorcycle Crime Prevention Act, or commonly known as the Double Motorcycle Plates Law. The LTO chief explained that this is to avoid any rush in case President Rodrigo Duterte finally lifts the suspension and proceeds with the implementation of the new law on motorcycle plates.
Pero suspended po ang implementation, Sec.
Hindi naman, yung pagsususpend nito, sa palagi ko naman, nag-a-action na ang Kongreso dahil doon sa binigay na statement ni Presidente.
Opo.
Although kami, hindi namin pwedeng yung process ng pagbalangkas namin nung IRR, hindi namin sinususpende yun.
Correct,
Kasi,
tuloy-tuloy.
Tuloy-tuloy, kasi hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na dahil sinuspende, dahil
na rin kayo.
The fact na sinuspend yun, hindi may ibig sabihin kinansila na yun.
Correct, correct.
Kaya mangyayari ito, probably yung pagpapatupad, madidili ng konti, pero ipapatupad pa rin yun.
The LTO targets to finish the drafting of the IRR by the end of June. Joanano, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, has announced it will implement scheduled repair and maintenance works along EDSA and C5 Road this weekend. In an advisory posted on its official Twitter account, DPWH said the reblocking and repair works tonight at 11 p.m. and will end on Monday at 5 a.m. The agency said that parts of EDSA will be closed to traffic, particularly the portion fronting Baliwag Transit to New York Street, first and second lane from the sidewalk, 50 meters after Magallanes MRT to the outer lane of kilometer 29 and the road before New York Street to after Monte de Piedad, second lane from sidewalk. Part of the C5 road fronting SM Aura beside the sidewalk will also be closed for repair. Motorists are advised to use possible alternate routes to avoid heavy traffic in mentioned areas. A total of 1,800 examinees passed the 2018 bar examinations, where an Ateneo de Manila University graduate is revealed as a top-notcher. Nel Maribuhok will tell us why.
The 2018 bar exams is considered one of the hardest. In fact, the passing rate of the 2018 bar examinations is 22.7%. This figure is lower than the 25.5% in 2017.
Out of the 8,701 who signified their intention to do so, only 1,800 successfully hurdled the tests, which means that only 22.7% emerged with flying colors.
So the bar examinees can't explain their feelings after seeing their names among those who passed the bar exams. Everyone was on their phones, bringing the news of success to their loved ones in tears.
Pumasa na ako, ma! Pasado, ma! Mama, pasado! Antayin ko mismo ang bibig. Ma! Salamat! Nakita ko na yung pangalan ko. Salamat sa professor ko, salamat sa Diyos, salamat sa family.
Ateneo de Manila University graduate St. James Borja topped the roster of the 1,800 bar exam passers. Second is Mark Lee Augustus Nato of the University of San Carlos, Cebu City. Mark Lawrence Badayos, also from the University of San Carlos, placed third. Fourth is Daniel John Fordan, Katrina Monica Gao at fifth. Sixth is Nadine Tongko. Seventh is Patricia Sevilla, Catherine Ting at eighth. Ninth is Jeb Linus Kane, and at 10th place is Allen Joel Pita. Some of the bar passers narrate the hardships they experience before finally fulfilling their dream of becoming a lawyer.
Puyat talaga kasi kapag nag-aaral ka, hindi lang siya mabilis ang aral eh. You have to study by heart.
Relieved, I was a working student in the entire law school. So talagang sabi ko, ang goal ko talaga is one take lang.
Grabe, nag-USD ako nag-aaral pero yung means of livelihood, means ko hindi pang USD. Kailangan kong pumasok ng gutom pero ang inisip ko na lang magiging abogado ako someday. Kahit walang pera, kahit hindi maganda yung takbo ng buhay ko. Tiniis ko para sa nanay ko. I love you, ma! I love you, ma!
The bar exams passers oath-taking ceremony will be held on June 13 at the Philippine International Convention Center in Pasay City. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
British-born actor Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca the Wookiee, the loyal furry cohort of space buccaneer Han Solo, played by Harrison Ford in 5 of the Star Wars movies, has died at age 74, his family said on Thursday. Mayhew, whose face was never seen in the Star Wars films, his entire body was always clothed in his Wookiee costume, died at his North Texas home on Tuesday, according to the family's statement on Twitter, but no cause of death was given. The performer made his first appearance as the beloved bleating Chewbacca character in the landmark 1977 sci-fi action thriller Star Wars, and went on to co-star in 4 more films in the blockbuster series The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, and The Force Awakens. He also served as an off-camera consultant on the final 2017 film in the series, The Last Jedi, helping to tutor his successor in the Chewbacca role on the ways of convincingly playing a Wookiee.
Marcos' scion Matthew Manotoc is now awaiting proclamation as the successor of his mother, incumbent Governor Aimee Marcos in Ilocos Norte. This after the withdrawal of candidacy of the family's arch-rival Ilocos Norte Representative Rodolfo Fariñas on Monday. The former House Majority Leader filed his notice of withdrawal before the Provincial Office of Commission on Elections. The Commission on Elections expects that vote buying in the country will get worse as the midterm elections draw near. Meanwhile, ride-hailing firm Grab Philippine partners with the poll body in a bid for continuing what the company says as active movement in serving the Filipino people. Aiko Miguel will tell us why.
10 days before the 2019 midterm elections, the Commission on Elections or COMELEC is all set for the May 13 polls. But according to COMELEC, as the elections is fast approaching, vote buying in the country will get worse, especially in the local level. COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez has said, days before the polls, they have been receiving reports of vote buying cases through money distribution and even the distribution of foods loaded on trucks. COMELEC advises the public to be intelligent and careful in choosing which candidates to vote for and to cast votes guided by their conscience and not just in favor of a political candidate who gives money or other forms of benefits.
COMELEC has always said, do not take the money at all. We believe that you should just say no to the bribe or to the vote buying attempt.
COMELEC admits it is a challenge on their part to monitor incidents of vote buying nationwide. The poll body encourages the public to let authorities know or report to their offices cases of vote buying. The COMELEC spokesman also stated they are thoroughly preparing local election offices. They are ready to distribute election paraphernalia ahead of the May 13 elections. Generator sets have been placed in polling venues across the country as backups in case of unexpected power outages on the day of the elections. Part of the preparation for the elections is the intensified and continuous voter education for the public. On this, COMELEC has partnered with Transport Network Vehicle Service Grab Philippines to embark on a voters education campaign to encourage Filipinos to come out and vote.
The process of voting, rather than showing any support towards any particular party or candidate, it's really support towards getting people to the poll booths and casting their votes.
The ride-hailing firm launched today its One Destination initiative that aims to promote discussions on the upcoming May 13 elections. On May 13, voters in Metro Manila and Metro Cebu will enjoy a 50 peso discount when they go to the polls using the GrabShare discount code One Destination. Aiko Miguel, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
The Commission on Elections trains teachers and voters in Nueva Ecija and Cebu how to use the voter registration verification machine 10 days before the May 13 elections. Gladys Tuabi will tell us why.
Nueva Ecija is one of the areas where the Commission on Elections or COMELEC conducted the pilot testing of the voter registration verification machine or VRVM in preparation for the midterm elections. The machine allows for voter identification, whether he is a legitimate registered voter in a certain polling precinct. Meanwhile, teachers in the province of Cebu underwent training on how to operate the VRVM. Regular refresher trainings will also be held to familiarize how to use the said machine. The COMELEC asked for the public's cooperations and warned them not to sell their votes.
We are ready and we are hoping ang mga katawan sa paghangop sa atoang kalihukan sa piniliay, they are also be part of the said activity nga dili kay ingon nga nahimo silang apil kay sila gipugos gibayran kun dili sila mismo nang ilang kabubuton ning apil sila be wise enough in participating the electoral exercise, especially sa pagbotar.
COMELEC Cebu assures they are 99.9% ready for the May 13 midterm elections. Gladys Tuabi, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
Malacanang guarantees Duterte administration will continue to respect press freedom in the country. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Presidential Communications Secretary Martin Andanar ensures the public that the Duterte administration protects and respects the press freedom in the country in line with the celebration of the World Press Freedom today. The official also denies reports that President Duterte affronts press freedom. But in a statement of the National Union of Journalists of the Philippines or NUJP, it says that never has any president, former President Ferdinand Marcos included, openly spearheaded the attacks and vilification of media. And with the Aos Duterte matrix, the NUJP says that President Duterte ups the ante and signals that he will go to absurd lengths to stifle the independent and critical media. But Secretary Andanar said the Duterte administration has been concerned with the welfare of the members of the press with the creation of the Presidential Task Force on Media Security in the first part of his term, as well as the continuous campaign against disinformation or the spread of fake news. Yesterday, Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said it is unnecessary for the government to provide proof on the alleged conspiracies between media personalities and entities with leftist organizations in the Aos Duterte matrix, which is considered just a plan and cannot be regarded a crime. The official also retracted his initial statement that the Aos Duterte matrix he presented in a press briefing in Malacanang came from the office of the president, but instead from an unknown source.
Hindi, wala siyang binigay. Hindi naman siya nagbigay. Basta may nagpadala sa akin ng matrix. Di ba sabi ko sa inyo, may nagpadala sa akin ng text. Hindi mo pinakita ko nga sa inyo, nasa telepono ko.
Alright, sir, okay.
That was sent to me. May nagtanong nga, sir, sino nagpadala? Ewan ko kung saan.
Alright, sir.
The official insisted he does not need to verify the information President Duterte relayed to him on the alleged ouster plots against the president. Rosa Licoz, UNTV, News and Rescue, Philippines.
The National Water Resources Board will cut the irrigation supply from Angat Dam to farmlands beginning May 16 due to the continuous decline of its water level. Mon Hocson will tell us why.
Farmlands in Bulacan and Pampanga will stop receiving irrigation allocations starting May 16. This after the National Water Resources Board or NWRB decides to temporarily stop supplying water to rice fields in the two provinces because of the declining water level in Angat Dam. According to the NWRB, the allocation for irrigation in the first 2 weeks of May will be reduced from 3,450 million liters per day to 2,590 million liters. But the board clarified this will not affect the farmers' crops because it is almost the harvest season now.
So sa tingin natin, hindi naman po makaka-apekto ito sa mga palayan dyan kasi nga po nasa halos magtapatapos na po ang pagtatanim dyan at malapit na po mag-ani yung mga kababayan natin sa Bulacan at Pampanga. Kaya po sa tingin natin hindi na rin ganun kalaki ang pangailangan nila sa tubig sa ngayong panahon po.
Meanwhile, the NWRB will maintain the water supply allocation for Metro Manila, saying the consumer's water supply is their priority. Water distributors Maynilad and Manila Water will still receive 4,000 million liters of water daily. The NWRB also believes that the water level reduction that reached 157 meters in July 2010 will not happen this year. But the board is not complacent. That is why they are continuing the cloud seeding efforts in Angat Dam.
Masusi natin binabantayan at binomonitor yung kasalukuyang level at yung mga developments sa panahon kasi alam naman po natin na mas yung pag-recover ng dam, particular Angat, is umaasa rin tayo sa mga pag-ulan.
A video captured by the UNTV drone on 2 different days shows the receding water level in Angat Dam. Dry parts of the dam can also be seen from an aerial shot taken by the UNTV drone. Today, the water level in Angat Dam is 177.5 meters, which is below its high normal water level of 212 meters. A critical water level in Angat Dam is 160 meters. The NWRB sees that the water level in Angat Dam will reach only 173 meters by the end of May. Mon Hocson, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, reported almost 8 billion pesos worth of agricultural damage due to El Nino. The NDRRMC's report released on Friday estimated that agricultural damages went up to 7.962 billion pesos. The affected areas include the Cordillera Administrative Region, or CAR, Regions 1 to 6 and Regions 8 to 12, and the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARMM. There are currently 43 local governments that declared a state of calamity due to the severe drought. In other news, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority maintains the implementation of the provincial bus ban on EDSA must proceed despite calls for suspension. Joanano tells us why.
Addressing the problem on intense traffic in EDSA has been the primary reason why the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, reiterates the implementation of the provincial bus ban. The MMDA is determined to transfer provincial bus terminals located in EDSA to Valenzuela City and Santa Rosa, Laguna beginning next month. MMDA Traffic Chief Edison Bong Nebriha reiterates they will push through with the conduct of a dry run, although several lawmakers are calling for the suspension of the bus ban implementation. The provincial bus ban is also supported by local governments in Metro Manila and various transport officials in a bid for resolving the worsening traffic problems in the metro.
We need to push through with this. So far, the dry run will push through. The cutting of the lines, the extension of the lines will be done by LTFRB.
It can be noted that on April 29, Ako Bicol Party List filed a petition with the Supreme Court asking to suspend the implementation of the provincial bus ban on EDSA through a temporary restraining order, or TRO.
If everything will be in place, we will all agree that this will be a smooth run, then we will push through with it if the TRO will not be against us.
The MMDA has asked the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, for the extension of franchises of city buses. This is to transport passengers drop at the interim terminals so they could proceed to their destination in Metro Manila.
Kailangan unahin natin yung city bus, no? May dry run o wala, yung city bus natin, they need to extend the line hanggang Santa Rosa and Valenzuela na, para kung mag-dry run man ang ating mga provincial buses, pagbaba ng ating mga pasahero, may sasakyan sila.
The MMD admitted that majority of the provincial buses are not cooperating with authorities in the conduct of the dry run, since the city bus franchises are limited at the moment. Joanano, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
U.S. robotics developers improve inflatable robot good for home and space use. Here's why from Nina Armili.
We don't see a lot of inflatable robots today because they are weirdly excellent at being exactly the sort of robot that everybody seems to want. They are cheap, being made of mostly fabric and rubber, and they're very easy to fix. They are extraordinarily lightweight relative to most other robots. And perhaps most important, in most cases, they're passively safe, since they don't have much in the way of rigid components that come with them. This is King Louie, a research robot developed by robotics developers in Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, and designed by Nubotics.
Our soft robot research is about making robots that are safe around people or anything else that you're worried about breaking. When people see King Louie, they definitely think of the movie Big Hero 6.
The downside of inflatable robots is that in general they're not very good at precise, repeatable control. The challenge now is to make the robot's moves more precise. NASA is funding this research because inflatable robots are ideal for space exploration, being low size, low mass, durable, and safe. And that suggests one more way in which inflatable robots are a great idea for space. The inflatable robot is also seen to help old and disabled people and to reach difficult areas in search and rescue efforts.
So our goal really is to have soft robots that can interact and work in people's lives. We're interested in soft robots that can actually help those with motor impairments, that can work in your house because they'd be safe to be around your children or older adults. King Louie and just more generally soft robots will revolutionize the way that people interact with robots.
Nina Armilio, UNTV, News and Rescue.
And for the news abroad, here's Stephanie C. reporting live from Hong Kong. Stephanie? Yes, Stephanie, good evening.
Good evening, William.
A powerful cyclone lashed coastal areas of eastern India on Friday with torrential rain and winds gusting up to 200 kilometers per hour, but there were no early reports of casualties, with 1 million people evacuated before it made landfall. Having spent days building up power in the northern reaches of the Bay of Bengal, Tropical Cyclone Fani finally struck the coast of Odisha state, the state-run India Meteorological Department said. Authorities had ordered the airport in the state capital, Bhubaneswar, to close while schools and colleges in Odisha were also shut. More than 1 million people have been evacuated and moved to shelters. Millions of Pakistani children missed getting polio vaccinations over a 3-day campaign in April because of false reports that the vaccine had made children sick. Kathy Maraos tells us why.
A federal government campaign to vaccinate more than 40 million children under 5 against polio in Pakistan has been suspended following a series of attacks on workers and police over the past week. On 23rd of April, a police officer responsible for protecting polio workers was gunned down in Banu. The same day, a polio worker was injured with a knife in Lahore by a man refusing to allow his child to be vaccinated, citing a recent hoax video that claimed children were becoming ill after the immunizations. The violence was preceded by a series of rumors intended to derail Pakistan's campaign to eradicate the disease. On 22nd of April, several thousand children were taken to hospital in the northwest of the country by panicked parents after a video circulated on Facebook in which a man attested that children were falling sick following vaccinations. The rumors spread like wildfire, triggering mass panic. Mobs burned a village health center, blocked a highway, and pelted cars with stones. 13 people are being investigated over the incident.
Speed with which it spread in the society with so quickly, so it shows that there was some conspiracies against it, and obviously government is investigating on those lines as well. The committee, initially the health department formed its own committee and we investigated this matter. But
vaccinators and police teams have previously been targeted in the country where rumors have persisted about immunization programs being harmful or a cover for foreign interests. But a shift to recruiting local workers for the door-to-door campaigns, people known and trusted in their communities and with the right language skills and access, had led to better acceptance.
We knew that there was community mistrust, but community mistrust in one segment of society which refuse vaccination due to religious beliefs will translate into the rest of the country is something not seen in the past before this in the polio program.
Pakistan has seen a 96% reduction in polio cases since 2014. It is one of 3 countries that has yet to eliminate the disease, along with Afghanistan and Nigeria. Kat Dumaraos, UNTV News and Rescue.
The second Vietnamese woman who was tried for the killing of the estranged half-brother of North Korea's leader was released. Meanwhile, the showdown between Trump administration and Democrats escalates as U.S. Attorney General William Barr skips House Judiciary Committee hearing. Ferdy Petalio explains why.
U.S. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has accused the Attorney General, William Barr, of lying to Congress. Her comments came a day after Barr's testimony to a Senate panel about Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report on Russia's alleged meddling in 2016.
He lied to Congress. He lied to Congress. If anybody else did that, it would be considered a crime. Nobody is above the law, not the President of the United States and not the Attorney General.
Barr faced sharp questioning about his decision to clear President Donald Trump of obstruction of justice. The top U.S. law official refused to testify to Democratic-led House Judiciary Committee on Thursday. The standoff raises the prospect that Barr, America's top legal official, could be held in contempt of Congress. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump's former personal lawyer Michael Cohen will head to the Federal Correctional Institution in Otisville, New York, to begin serving his sentence. In December, Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in prison on charges related to campaign finance violations, tax evasion, and lying to Congress. In his guilty plea, Cohen claimed then-candidate Donald Trump directed him in 2016 to pay hush money to two women who alleged affairs. Since pleading guilty, he has publicly turned on Trump, telling a U.S. House of Representatives committee in February that his former boss was a con man and cheat. And in Malaysia, the Vietnamese woman accused of the 2017 killing of Kim Jong Nam, the half-brother of North Korea's leader, has been released, her lawyer says. Duan Thi Hung accepted a deal with Malaysian prosecutors last month and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of causing injury. Ms. Hung and Indonesian Siti Aisyah were accused of smearing VX nerve agent on Mr. Kim in Kuala Lumpur Airport. Both women denied murder and said they thought they were part of a TV prank. They said they were tricked into carrying out the killing as innocent victims of an elaborate North Korean plot. Ferdy Petalio, UNTV News and Rescue.
And those are the news from the other parts of the globe. Back to you, William.
Thank you very much, Stephanie C., reporting live from Hong Kong. Olympic gold medalist Michael Johnson has teamed up with the American Stroke Association to help raise awareness of stroke. Asher Kadapan Jr. will tell us why.
One of the fastest humans of all time, Michael Johnson says he is the last person he thought would suffer a stroke. The experience has prompted him to help raise awareness of the warning signs and ways to prevent stroke in others. Last year, Johnson, who has remained physically active during his post-Olympic career, recalls feeling discomfort in his left leg, numbness in his left arm, and trouble with balance.
Ultimately, I made the decision to go to the emergency room, and not because I was experiencing any real discomfort or pain, or even knew that I was having a stroke, but just out of caution. And that turned out to be the right decision because ultimately I was diagnosed as having experienced a stroke.
Doctors credit his current recovery to the fact that he sought help immediately. He says he approaches recovery with the same intensity and dedication he had chasing Olympic and world records. He is currently partnered with the American Stroke Association in conjunction with the current campaign to educate people on stroke prevention. Stroke can happen to anyone at any time and occurs when blood flow to an area of brain is cut off. Asher Kadapan Jr., UNTV News and Rescue.
Nearly 2 weeks after a fiery explosion during a ground test of its new crew capsule, SpaceX confirmed on Thursday that the vehicle was destroyed, but neither the company nor NASA, its primary customer, have publicly acknowledged the nature of the mishap. The company's vice president continues to refer to the accident simply as an anomaly, science jargon, for when something goes wrong. The April 20 accident occurred on a landing zone at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station as SpaceX was conducting a test of emergency thrusters designed to propel the capsule, dubbed Crew Dragon, to safety from atop the rocket in the event of a launch failure. Meanwhile, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' rocket company Blue Origin launched its new Shepard space vehicle, taking microgravity research payloads to space on Thursday. The rocket lifted off from Blue Origin's facility near Van Horn, Texas. Bezos planned to eventually fly paying passengers into space on the new Shepard rocket. Meanwhile, experts believe that drone delivery could soon become the fastest, safest, and least expensive method for beating the clock for an organ transplant. Beverly Tyson will tell us why.
In a world-first flight and a significant step for human medicine, a University of Maryland drone delivered a kidney to a Baltimore hospital in April, where doctors then transplanted the organ into a patient. Many see huge potential for unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS, delivering medical products, with some drones already doing so in Africa. The US flight required a specially designed drone which was able to maintain and monitor the organ.
We have 8 motors to provide redundancy in case we have some failures. There's also a parachute recovery system. In case the entire aircraft fails, we can still get it down safely and the organ will be safe.
The drone-delivered kidney was implanted into 44-year-old Baltimore resident Trina Glipsy, who spent 8 years on dialysis before undergoing the procedure. According to the United Network for Organ Sharing, which manages organ transplants in the U.S., in 2018, there were nearly 114,000 people on waiting lists, with 1.5% of organs not making it to the destination and nearly 4% being delayed by 2 hours or more. The test flight was a brief 3 miles, but University of Maryland Medical Center transplant surgeon Dr. Joseph Scalia said it represents the potential for many more lives to be saved.
If you called me and told me that you had a marginal kidney that I know would be of potential benefit to my patient, but that it's not going to get here for a long time, we may say, you know what, that's just too much risk. But now, in a system where we've innovated the amount of time that can elapse between the recovery hospital and the implantation hospital, we may be able to accept that organ. So we think as many as 2,500 kidneys a year could be added to the pool.
Beverly Sison, UNTV News and Rescue, USA.
Entitled The Beginning of the End, a New York-based artist's work depicts technological revolution. The artist believes technology is going to bring about the demise of humanity. Abby Valdez will tell us why.
Chilean-born artist Sebastian Errázuriz yet again showcased a pessimistic work of art, which he says is his commentary on the impending demise of humanity due to technology. Entitled The Beginning of the End, the New York-based artist show features 3D printed sculptures made out of resin of tech moguls Sergey Brin and Larry Page. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg immortalized into Greco-Roman statues.
Exhibit is definitely pessimistic. And I don't know if it's 10 years or it's 20. It doesn't really matter. The fact is, automation and artificial intelligence will take enormous numbers of jobs and will reduce them much quicker than people think.
A depiction of Jobs is the first of the sculptures representing the prophet, reminiscent of Rodin's The Thinker. With the iPhone, customers have a ready stream of information at their fingertips, but it also takes data that machine learning needs in order to be able to develop into artificial intelligence, said Errázuriz. Other 3D printed sculptures are the Unemployable Cast, The Corporate Nation, a sculpture representing Amazon CEO and President Jeff Bezos, and The Police State, which are 3D printed sculptures of Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and Donald Trump. The collection took 5 years to make, with Errázuriz taking images of pre-existing famous artworks and sculpting the tech magnates into its base in digital software.
Beginning of the End uses technology as a medium to talk about the upcoming technological revolution that will happen due to the technological changes.
The Beginning of the End is on view at the Elizabeth Collective through May 24. A recent artwork by Errázuriz is the Blue Marble, an image of the Earth as seen from space, which was viewed in a New York street in April. Abby Valdez, UNTV News and Rescue.
And those are the reasons behind the news this May 3, 2019. On behalf of Angelo Castro III, I am William Theo, and before we close, we'll recap with today's significant soundbites. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. Good evening.
Actually, hindi ako kasi ang nag-post. Bali yung nagpagawa ang nagpo-post nun. Kaya hindi ko alam kung ano ang, kung may kasama siya or kung ano ang plano nila. Basta ang akin lang is, ako ang naging webmaster ng website. So after nun, binigay ko na yung access sa kanya. Wala na akong kinalaman dun.
Pagkakaalam ko po is supporter po siya. Hindi ko po kasi alam ang total na kung ano ang pagkatao niya sa profile eh. Nagkakilala lang naman po kami dun sa mga dating mga sorties.
Kung anong nararapat dun sa tao. Kasi hindi naman po madali yung isangkot ka sa isang di ba, drugs po yun. Kumbaga, yung pangalan ko, kasabay yung mga anak ko dyan. Hindi rin ako papayag.
for participating dealers dito sa Metro Manila, within 3 days na ibibigay namin yung plaka so that paglabas ng sasakyan sa dealership, may ORCR, may plaka.
COMELEC has always said, do not take the money at all. We believe that you should just say no to the bribe or to the vote buying.
Out of the 8,701 who signified their intention to do so, only 1,800 successfully hurdled the tests, which means that only 22.7% emerged with flying colors.
Grabe, USD ako nag-aaral pero yung means of livelihood, means ko hindi pang USD. Kailangan kong pumasok ng gutom pero ang inisip ko na lang magiging abogado ako someday. Kahit walang pera, kahit hindi maganda yung takbo ng buhay ko. Tiniis ko para sa nanay ko. I love you, Ma! I love you, Ma!